Hey guys, I'm Mike and welcome back for another video. As you know, we talk about education when it comes to business insurance, but we also help our clients with risk management, compliance, human resources, and employee care to lower their total cost of risk and increase their profitability and their bottom line. But I want to talk about 5 common misconceptions that we hear all the time in the insurance industry that just simply are not true. Starting from the top, number 1, insurance is too expensive. Insurance premiums have really increased, especially over the last 3 to 4 years. A lot of that has to do with inflation. Although it is true, insurance premiums have risen significantly. Not all line of coverages have been impacted, but also think about the cost of not having insurance. Let's talk about a few common expenses that people would have to deal with on their own if they didn't have an insurance policy to pick it up. Now, first, let's talk about the cost to repair an automobile. So you have a business auto policy, even a personal auto policy. You've noticed increases in the cost of your insurance, especially that we've noticed in business auto has been a really hard hit market. But think about how much it costs the insurance companies to repair. In 2024, so far, there's been a 4% increase in the cost to repair autos, and that's after 2023 had a 7% increase relative to 2022. Now, why? Well, you think about the types of autos that are on the road today. Lots of tech advancement. A small fender bender nowadays, just the cost to repair that bumper is going to be much higher than in the past because of the sensors in there. You know, you talk about battery-powered autos are newer to market that there might be backup and delays in getting parts. All that stuff factors into the cost of your insurance policy, and that's not even to mention injuries involved in auto accidents. Think about the cost of medical insurance, the cost of hospital stays. All of that factors into the cost of an auto policy, especially when you talk about liability and physical damage involved. We also need to discuss, when it comes to auto, legal fees. Legal fees have jumped significantly. Research shows that the average cost to handle a liability claim in auto insurance today is 20% higher than it was 5 years ago. Next, let's talk about home repair. Everybody knows the inflation and the cost to repair homes has jumped significantly. If you own a commercial building, repairs, materials, labor, cost to rebuild have jumped significantly in the last 5 years, especially in the last 3. Some industry experts say it's more than 25% inflation in the cost to repair real property. Employment practice lawsuits, suits generated from employee claims coming against a business. The average cost to defend is $200,000. So if you think your employment practices liability insurance is expensive, think about how much you would pay in legal fees if you got sued. And finally, when you talk about insurance being too expensive, let's talk about cyber attacks. The cost of cyber attacks average globally are now at $4.5 million, up from $3.8 million 5 years ago. A substantial increase. And that's because of more sophisticated attacks, the cost to not only repair, but also forensic costs to discover these attacks, figure out how they were infiltrated. It's just so much involved in cyber. But think about it. When you talk about your insurance being too expensive, how much would it cost you, or what kind of damage would it do to your business if you were to suffer a data breach? Number 2 on our list of misconceptions is the fact that all insurance policies are the same. That cannot be further from the truth. I don't care about what type of policy you're talking about, but no 2 insurance policies are the same. Again, we focus mostly on business insurance. So when you start talking about general liability, policy forms are much different between different carriers. You talk about workers' compensation. Although it may seem they're the same, there's not a lot of different policy forms or endorsements or exclusions in work comp. You know, how about added services, risk management service, loss control services, the type of payment system that the policy could be on, what states are listed, even on work comp, which is probably the most similar between different carriers because there's not a lot of gray area in work comp, but no 2 insurance policies are the same. And a lot of people that are purchasing coverage online, when they have problems meeting certain financial requirements or contractual requirements, and we start looking at what they purchased, it's scary, some of the forms and endorsements that are included. Read your policy, understand your coverage, and understand that no 2 policies are the same. The third misconception that we hear pretty often is the fact that people think just because they work from home that they don't need insurance to cover their business. Well, guess what? Your homeowner's policy or any type of personal insurance policy that you have most likely doesn't cover your business activity. In fact, I'm almost certain it probably won't. This especially is true when it comes to liability. Now, you may have some coverage on your policy that could extend to your contents, but liability, I can almost promise you, homeowner's insurance is not going to cover any liability arising out of your business activity. So think twice about that and understand that you will need to have business insurance specifically to cover your operations if you work from home. The work comp endorsement that may be included on your homeowner's policy will not cover you for hiring people within a business. The work comp endorsement on your homeowner's policy is there to protect you in case you have people coming to your home doing odds and ends works, mowing the lawn or cleaning the pool, a house cleaner, things like that. This is not meant to cover work comp injury sustained from employees that you hire as part of your business operation. Understand that this is a big misconception and something that you need to know about if you own own a business. The fourth misconception that we want to talk about is the fact that we hear all the time people saying, well, I don't need cyber insurance because my company is too small. The only news we hear about cyber attacks are huge companies. Cyber attackers, in a lot of cases, prey on smaller companies because it's easier for them to infiltrate than a larger business. Smaller companies might not have the same amount of safety, protection for their networks or for their devices that larger companies have. Training for small companies might not be as good, so phishing attacks are easier. But small businesses are absolutely a target for cyber attackers. And if you don't have a cyber policy to help you rebuild, to help you with notification, to help you replace your damaged networks, if you get sued because your client's data was stolen, if you're a small business, you need to protect yourself just as much, if not more, as a large business would. And the good news is that cyber insurance for small businesses is pretty reasonable cost, and it's all relative to the size of the company. So I would highly recommend that you look into cyber coverage to make sure that you're not a victim of a cyber attack. And the fifth and final misconception that I want to talk about in the insurance world is that personal auto insurance will cover your business automobile operation. Absolutely not true. Personal auto insurance does not have forms that are detrimental to a business that business auto will have included in the policy. Two of those that I talk about all the time, and you can go back and find videos: hired auto liability, non-owned auto liability. Really, really important. You're not going to get that from a personal auto policy. Limits. Going to be hard for you to get $1 million limits on a personal auto policy. And lots of people have contractual requirements and also need to have $1 million to cover their valuable assets. Broadening endorsements, additional insured endorsements, primary wording, waiver subrogation. None of this is going to come as part of your personal auto policy. So let's forget the fact that your claim might be declined because you are using your personal auto, quote unquote, for business use. But also the coverage just isn't going to be there. Now, if you have added equipment on your auto, good luck having your personal auto company pay for that if it's damaged in an accident. I can just go on and on about this, but people try to save money by going to a personal auto carrier to cover their business autos. And at the end of the day, it's going to cost you significantly more if you have a loss because of a claim, or if you can't get on jobs, or you can't do specific work because you don't have the proper insurance. Also, let's talk about the fact that your business auto insurance is an expense to your business. So even if it is X amount of dollars higher, wouldn't it wash out in the end because you're expensing it to your business versus paying for it personally? Those are 5 misconceptions that we hear often in the insurance world that I wanted to come on and debunk so that you're aware that you just simply can't listen to some of this stuff. And not everything you hear out there is the truth. We hear this stuff all the time. We research it. We really try to educate our clients on this to steer away from these pitfalls and understand that it's just simply misinformation and it can really hurt you at the end of the day. If you have any questions, or if you simply need help with any of your insurance or risk management, compliance, HR, or employee wellness needs, give us a call at the office. Our number is 858-384-1506. You can email hello@foagency.com, or you can comment below here on my video. I respond to all comments. Please remember, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my channel, think about subscribing, hitting the little notification bell so that you're made aware of any future videos that we release. Thanks again for watching.